I made tons of mistakes. I was not a great rider. It was the trajectory that I was on that felt good. Motorcycle skills, period, shot through the roof. Insane how much better I got in those 3 weeks. I said, hey man, you want to get in front of me and so I can get you on camera? He's like, yeah. He fishtails, he gets thrown off the bike and I don't have a clear path in front of me. With getting that bike was less about the bike and more about me. Where if I complain about my bike, people will look at me like I'm in. I did a rally. That's how I got introduced to all these tracks. That's how I realized what was going on. Hey, I'm Ward Kennedy. I've been riding since 2011 and I live in Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bike and Rider. I've got a good friend of mine, Ward. So we're going to talk about his history, how he got into riding, what bikes he's owned, where he's been, what his future plans are, all that good stuff. And we're glad to have you here. Take a seat, grab some popcorn, join us. Bike and Rider with Ward, take one. Action. So this is the only
right.
scripted part.
Yeah. I was just trying to remember.
Give me a test run on it.
Am I saying it to you or the camera?
The camera.
Hey, I'm Ward Kennedy. I've been riding since 2011 and I live in Nashville, Tennessee.
That was great.
What's up?
You said 2011?
Yeah, 2011.
I thought you were older than that. Like you started riding earlier than that.
No. No. And actually, 2011 is when I started, but I had a massive gap of time where I didn't ride at all. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. So I mean, you could say I'm kind of new in a way.
Newer than I had in my head. But I mean, 2011 to now is 14 years. So
yeah,
even with a big gap, 4 or 5 years, what was it?
Let's see, 2011, I had to sell it I only had it for a year. I'm just putting all this together right now.
Okay.
So I got it in end of 2011. I think I had to sell it at the end of 2012. It may have been 2013. And then I didn't have a bike from then until end of 2019.
Well, take us back to the beginning. Why did you ever get a bike? What brought you into a motorcycle in 2011?
Well, you see, when I was born, I'm just kidding. So I didn't grow up around motorcycles at all.
Okay.
I wish that I feel like everybody I talk to is like, yeah, I've been riding dirt bikes since I was a kid.
That's my story. I didn't have any bikes around me.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny because I feel like everyone you meet who rides motorcycles are like, yeah, I used to ride when I was 12. So I didn't have that, but I did ride ATVs through the fields and stuff, doing stupid stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. No helmet, really dumb. But my impression of motorcycles, this was the 90s. So it was sports bikes, which I thought were cool, but I wasn't really interested in, or dudes named Kyle that are at the motocross track.
Really?
Yeah, it's Kyle.
It's always
maybe frosted tips.
And
that was
90s.
That's what and I was like, that's kind of not my thing. And I was really into not into it as much as I could be into it as someone who didn't have it was the 90s. It's not like everything was easily accessible. I lived in the middle of nowhere, Alabama. But rally racing, I thought that was the coolest thing. The WRC and Dakar and all of that. I didn't know about Dakar at the time, but that type of rally racing in cars I always thought was really cool, to the point where when I was in high school I wanted to build out a 240 SX for drifting, but then also do some gravel road type stuff. I thought that would be the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Didn't do it, but I wanted to. So all that to say, if I had known about motorcycle rallying or adventure riding, which wasn't as much of a thing at the time. I may have gotten into it at the time.
Yeah, it is
regardless.
big now.
Right.
Huge
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. It's like, that's the thing, you know, it's
Mhm.
like my kids are gonna be like, the way we look at, old dudes riding Harleys around, like, I wonder if that's how it's gonna be like, oh, they're going to their campsite again.
Yeah, the old dudes.
Yeah, old dudes on camping. But anyway, so that was out. But towards the end of college, I I watched Sons of Anarchy,
Oh, really?
and I thought that not what they were doing, but the motorcycle stuff,
Yeah.
the actual riding was really cool. So that was cool, and a friend and I started talking about motorcycles, and started kind of looking into it. And I was broke, so I wasn't able to get one, or in my mind I wasn't able to get one.
Yeah.
But then my friend showed me Long Way Round with Ewan and Charlie. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. It still seemed very inaccessible to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was just my mindset or whatever. But so what I ended up doing was getting a cruiser. But Long Way Round, it's funny, I got a cruiser, even though that was like the influence. But that series made me realize like what motorcycling could be from like a travel aspect.
Yeah.
I'm not like speeding around on my sports bike.
Right.
I'm not hanging out with Kyle at the motocross track.
That's funny.
But it's just like adventure, street or not.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was it was inspiring. So I got a Honda Shadow for very cheap from a guy. Is it an air base? It's a military base outside of Atlanta.
I don't know.
Anyway, he lived on the base,
Okay.
or right off of it actually, and I went and bought it from him for like $2,800 or something.
Did you pay cash for it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How did that feel, handing over $2,800 and
That was the biggest.
putting two wheels between your legs?
That was the second biggest purchase I had ever. No, that was the biggest purchase I had ever made. Second to that would have been just like a computer.
Yeah.
Like I'd save up for a laptop or something for a year or more. But yeah, that was a big deal, and I didn't know how to ride it. No MSF course, nothing.
Did you take somebody with you? Like,
I'm trying to remember how I got it home. I think we trailered it home. I didn't ride it home from there.
Okay.
It was too far.
okay.
I was way too nervous to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my first bike, and that's how I got into it. That's it.
How did you learn to ride it?
By riding it. I'm not advocating for this at all.
Okay.
Not even close.
Okay. He's not advocating for this. So kids, don't do as we did. Do as we say.
I tell everyone you should go take an MSF course, and I didn't. Again, it's so weird. The internet age has totally changed things. There's a lot of bad, but there's a lot of really good stuff, which is just accessibility and knowledge of like what could happen, not from a fear standpoint, but from just an educational standpoint. I was riding in tennis shoes and t-shirt and jeans and a little half shell helmet. And I don't know. Looking back, no gloves. Not great. But anyway, I learned by just getting out and riding.
On the Shadow?
Yeah, on the Shadow.
How big was that
It's a
bike?
750.
750.
I mean, 740 something probably, but yeah,
Right,
it was a
yeah.
750. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not a tiny bike, but not a real big bike either.
And not super powerful.
Right. That's not super underpowered, but definitely not a crotch rocket either.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And heavy. The biggest thing, there was an immediate eye-opening moment for me when I was pulling out of a neighborhood onto a street and I turned really wide and I went in the other lane and came back in. And I think that there are people who will do that and not think anything of it. Just be like, oh, well, there wasn't a car coming. Like, whatever. They don't even like, it doesn't register to them. For me, I thought if there was a car coming, I'd be gone right now.
Yeah.
I'd be gone. So that's the moment that I started focusing on being able to do tighter turns and just being safer in general. Not gear, but control.
Trying to improve your riding ability.
Right. Because at first it was just like,
in?
I'm just going to ride in straight lines everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
So.
How far in was that? A month of having it? A week?
No, like a few days, a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long, you said you did take the MSF course?
No, I still haven't.
Whoa. Okay.
I still haven't. Yeah. Concession. I'm busted. No, I still haven't. I would like to maybe one day.
Okay.
I don't know how that would go. What if I fail?
You wouldn't fail, dude. They'd be like, why are you here?
Yeah, maybe.
As long as you've been riding, it wouldn't be a big thing.
In Alabama, you can get you could, maybe, I don't know if it's the same, but at the time you could get your license without taking the course. I just took a written test.
I took the MSF course before I owned a bike back in 2006, late 2006, early 7, somewhere in there. And I was able to go and just test and get my license. And that was in Texas. Yeah. But that was then.
Yeah.
That's how far back that was. And so I didn't have to ride around the parking lot. Yeah. Just took the written part and got my license.
Yeah, that's same, unfortunately.
So how long did you have that bike? You said you were remembering a couple of years?
It was a year or two. I can't remember because I was moving across the country. And I don't remember if I moved across the country in 2000. You know what? I think I moved in 2000. It was either 2012 or 13. So I had it either 1 or 2 years. And I don't remember when I moved.
Where did you move from?
I was in college at Auburn University. And then I was working seasonally down in Orange Beach, Alabama. I was David Hasselhoff running slow motion on the beach. And I moved from Auburn to the beach to LA at that time.
Tossed the bike. Got rid of the bike.
I sold it to my dad.
Okay.
Who was the mayor of our small town at the time. And I just had this image of him, of the mayor riding around on a motorcycle.
That's funny.
And it cracked me up.
Yeah. What'd you think about that? Not having to, but that was a choice that you made. Was that pretty easy?
It was easy because I knew that I was inexperienced and I knew I was moving somewhere with a lot of traffic.
Okay.
So it was not, there wasn't really a question.
Okay.
I also was not flush with cash. And so getting the motorcycle out there just felt impossible to me. So
I see.
And I needed some more money.
Yeah.
My dad was like, I'll take it.
Right.
So I said, okay, here you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So you went to California.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed there for a while?
For a short stint. I was getting into acting. I was doing that. And
maybe you could teach me a few things.
Probably not. Yeah. Wait, I'm trying to remember. Okay. Yeah. So I was
to improve your David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I went from being a real lifeguard. I wanted to be a fake lifeguard. You know, that was what I imagined. Okay. But yeah, no. So I went out there and my now wife, I met her a few months before I left. And I told myself, don't meet anyone before you leave. It's going to be a distraction.
Before you left California?
Before I left, Orange Beach, Alabama, to move.
Okay.
She lived down there.
Okay.
And I met her. So that's why my stint out there was shorter than I thought it would be, because I was in love.
Yeah.
And so I don't remember exactly how long I was out there, but I lived in 2 different apartments with a bunch of dudes.
Jumping ahead, when did you pick up another bike?
Yep. So it was 2019. So I moved back to Nashville. I moved back to the beach, worked one more season down there, and then moved to Nashville to work at a gym. And so this entire time I was like, I want another motorcycle at some point.
So it was lingering in the back of your head?
Yes. I mean, it was there the whole time.
Okay.
The whole time, to the point where one of the guys that I worked with showed up on a Triumph. At the time, I don't think they had the Scramblers, but it was a Scrambler-y looking one of the Bonneville Scrambler type bikes. I can't remember which one, but he showed up and I was like, oh my gosh, I want that so bad. So did Nashville stuff. My wife and I moved back to California because I ended up with a remote job, and she had only ever lived in Alabama and then in Nashville. Mm-hmm. And we visited New York, and she was like into like new things, and we were like, let's go like somewhere where the weather's nice. So anyway, we went back to California. I went back. She went for the first time.
Yeah. And
while we were out there, we sold her car before we moved. And while we were out there, I'm like, the weather is, I mean, I can ride every day, and she can drive my car, and I work from home. So this is a no-brainer. So I went and bought a Moto Guzzi V7 III, which I love. Love that bike.
Moto Guzzi V7 III?
V7 III. It's the third iteration of their V7 series of bikes.
It's not a V7, is it?
No.
Because I've never, I mean, that would be not. Like wild.
No, it's not. What is it? It's like a standard bike. It's a standard naked, the same vein as like a Bonneville.
Okay.
But if you're familiar with Moto Guzzi, the engine is, I think it's a transverse V-twin. So the engine heads, it's a V-twin, the engine heads stick out the sides like that. And so when you rev it, it like pulls to the right.
Yeah. And
it's got, I hate this word, but I'm going to use it because it's true. It's got character. Because
what's
like,
to hate about that?
I think like even a parallel twin has character. It's just a different character. I think the word character is like a nostalgic thing. You know? It's like whatever's nostalgic to you, usually that means it has character.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes. But anyway, it is a totally unique company that makes very unique bikes. And it's just a cool ride around town kind of bike.
How'd you like it?
I still like it. I want it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I want it back. But I would get off of work. I was working central hours, so I was off of work at 3. And I would just get on the bike and ride up to Malibu with a big grin on my face the whole time. Probably every other day I did that.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was
How old were you in that range?
How old was I?
At what range of age?
30. Is that 30? I think I was 30 then. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, you're like, what, 36? You're
36.
Closer to my age than I thought.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, 36.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So did you rode that around out in Cali and you loved it, but what I don't know of that bike now. So what happened from there?
So my wife got pregnant. We got pregnant. We together.
We got rid of the bike.
No.
No? Okay.
No. She's totally.
I'll let you tell the story.
At the time, she was like, I think I want a bike.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she, like, everyone who sees this will be like, she was getting a way cooler bike than you. But we were looking at a Ducati Scrambler for her, which I agree. It's a really cool bike. Yeah, so we were like dabbling, and then found out that she was pregnant, and very lucky with the company I worked at, they were able to like help me figure out how I was going to move home and all of that kind of stuff, because we wanted to be closer to family and all that stuff. So we moved back, and I shipped my bike back, and I had it here until probably 2 years ago. I think I had it when we met. I think I still had it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that I'm addicted to adventure riding. So,
right.
Yeah.
So what took you from that Moto Guzzi? Well, you had it at the same time you had your...
Yeah, but that's because I love it and I kept it.
Okay.
I had bikes between that and this.
Okay. What bikes did you have?
Yeah, so I was on the V7 3, and I had talked about before. This would have been really dumb, by the way, but I was gonna like upgrade the suspension and change the wheels and all that, and like take it off road, which
because that's what you had. And that's where you wanted to go.
Exactly. So I wanted to do some off-roading type stuff, because I remembered back to, watching Long Way Round.
Right.
And at that point, I had seen Long Way Down,
Long Way Home,
and not Long Way Home yet. No, that's the new one.
Oh, okay.
That's the fourth one. But anyway, I'd seen Long Way Down also.
Okay.
So I started looking into that, and I was like, you know what? That's probably not the best idea. So I bought into the marketing of BMW with their R9T Scrambler. The reason I say that is because it's not really an off-road bike. It looks like an off-road bike could look. It looks like the kind of bike that's out in front of a coffee shop with knobby tires. Yeah. But that's it. You know what I mean? Which is fine, but that's the kind of bike it is. And I thought I'll buy that, and I want to do the Trans-America Trail on it. So I got that bike, realized that it's not actually an off-road bike. I still hadn't gone off-road, by the way.
You just general riding.
Yeah, I was just riding it, and I was like, it was a fun bike. It was awesome, but harsh on bumps, and it just occurred to me that I had, and I started reading more and more, and I was like, you know what? Now you can do it. Anyone, like, you can take any bike, you can do it. You absolutely can.
I've seen R1s in the dirt.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. That's totally fine. For me, I just wanted a purpose-built bike for it. So I sold the R9T. I only had it for a summer. I had it one summer. I sold it for what I bought it for.
Oh, cool.
So
lucky you.
No harm, no foul, and I my career was doing better, so I had the opportunity to get something that I really wanted, and I wanted the Tenere 700. And at the time, if you remember, this would have been 2021. Teneres were very hard to find.
Yeah.
Like extremely hard to find. I
knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
They were hyped up hard for like a year, 2 years.
Yep.
And then they were on the market, but nobody had them.
Right. Yeah.
There was like a couple of YouTubers that had, and you could see them on there, but you weren't finding them for sale.
No, it was really hard to find those, which makes sense for that time period. But So it's funny. I mean, I went total, not opposite, but like opposite end of the spectrum as far as like what you would think you would buy for an adventure bike. Teneray's cheaper, more off-road focused, all of that stuff. And I went and started looking at the Tiger 900 because I saw the green and white Tiger 900 and it looked beautiful. And if anyone's into like Halo, the game, the video game,
yeah.
it looks like the bike Master Chief would ride. And it's a beautiful bike.
Yeah.
I love that bike to this day, and I'll explain in a minute, but I want it back. But anyway, I started looking at that bike, and it way more expensive, but I went for it. I made it work. And and man, that bike was awesome. And I mean, when I bought it, I haven't felt that way buying a new bike since that bike. And I don't know if I ever will again. I really like that bike.
Well, that's the bike that like finally opened the door for you
That might be why. Yeah.
to actually fulfill that vision you had
Yep.
built around the what you saw the long way around, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it was like, okay, there's no excuse. There's nothing, like I have the bike that I can do whatever I want on.
So what did you do with it?
Oh, I rode it a lot.
Did it do all right off-road?
Yeah. The Tiger 900. For people not familiar, there's the Tiger 800s, which are notoriously not great off-road adventure bikes.
Really?
They're very heavy. They're top heavy. I mean like in the modern adventure space. The Tiger 900. Oh, and then also the triple engine fires at even intervals. So it's a very high revving, low torque. The low end grunt's not quite there. And that's the kind of bike it is. That's the kind of engine it is. It's a Triumph triple. The Tiger 900, they changed the firing intervals, and you can Google it, you can look into it and all that stuff, but they're uneven to the point where it fires more like a twin would in its pulses, the timing of those pulses, which helps a lot with torque and off-road traction.
I see.
Because you don't want just constant power going to the wheel over and over and over.
Right.
So it's like a thump, 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 thump
right.
type of deal.
Gotcha.
So that the geometries change, the weight, even though it's a 500-pound bike, the weight is pretty low, relatively speaking. The suspension is really good. Showa suspension. The forks are really good. Yeah, it's an off-road adventure bike for sure.
What's the first like trip that you did with that bike? Do you remember?
So I had it for. It's kind of sad. I'll get to my first trip.
Okay.
It makes me sad to think about it. But I did a rally. That's how I like got introduced to all these tracks down here. That's how I like realized what was going on. But me and a friend went out for 3 weeks, not 3 weeks, 3 weeks in a row on Sundays.
Okay.
Three
like
Sundays.
3 weeks.
3 Sundays. Yeah. Sorry, 3 Sundays in a row. We went out, and that was my first off-roading experience ever. Was on the Tiger, and that bike, it felt so comfortable and easy to ride that in a really short time, I got my motorcycle skills, period, shot through the roof. Yep. Like insane how much better I got in those 3 weeks. 3 probably 6-hour rides of like mixed pavement, off-road, water crossings, all the standard stuff that we see down here. And then I went to the rally on the 4th weekend.
What rally?
It was the Let's Take a Ride guys.
So out at Telco?
No, so
Or-
they were doing it here. I think it was
Yeah.
their second year doing it. So I went to, if that was their second, then I went to their second and third years. So I went that year and then the year after.
Okay.
And I went there, and I remember, if you know David Baird,
Yeah.
he was at this kind of like swampy section in his truck there to take pictures of people going by. And we were not the last, but some of the last people to leave the camp. But we were the first to get to him.
Oh.
And and I'm not saying this because I think I'm fast. I'm saying it because I think that I was just like hungry at the time, you know, like I was like so new to all of it.
Yeah.
And we were just go, go, go. Not as in speed, but like we just didn't stop. We never stopped.
That's Ward. So for y'all that don't know, I've done quite a bit of riding with Ward. He's kind of been the leader that's showed me into these rallies and kind of exposed me to what's going on around here. And the first bit of off-road, dirt road riding I've done was with Ward. Ward is notorious for let's not stop. Why are we stopping? This must be an emergency. Who's hurt? All right, let's go.
Yeah.
You still carry that mentality. So
I do.
So y'all didn't stop.
I do.
You made it out to the watercross.
And by the way,
everybody.
I get in the flow, okay?
Yeah,
I said this last weekend, I think. Like,
you did. Yeah.
once I, like, if I stop, I like mentally, I kind of like get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes me a minute to get back in it. And I make more mistakes when I stop and start back than when I just keep going.
Stay in the zone.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons. And also I just enjoy it. But anyway, David was like, did you do the tracks? Did you like cut stuff off? Like what are y'all doing? We're like, no, you know, we're just fast. We were not fast at the time. That wasn't fast. Anyway, that was just all that kind of stuff was like affirmation to me that this is what I like doing.
Yeah.
It's just like, I made tons of mistakes. Especially then, I was not a great rider, but it was the trajectory that I was on that felt good.
Yeah.
It felt right. So yeah, I don't know if I'll ever have that kind of experience again. I mean, getting the Tiger, immediately going out and riding, doing the rally, it just hit after hit. I was just in.
You know, those greatest parts of our lives, so many people try to relive that, and the reality is it'll never be the same.
Yeah.
You'll never be that inexperienced again. You'll
Right.
never be that new to that world that you're freshly experiencing. And so we never end up back in that same experience because we've grown from that.
Right.
Just got to enjoy what we did get. And
That's true.
That memory
And try to keep recreating it
chew
even
on
though
that
you
a little
won't.
bit. Yeah.
And the pursuit of that moment. Yeah.
So you had a Tiger 900. I know what happened to that bike, but I don't think these people do. Can you tell them what happened to that bike that you love so dearly?
Okay, so I said in our our bike interview that we've already done, Movie Magic.
Hey, don't tell them that. Yes, there is a interview just with Ward with his KTM 890. That's a separate video. Link will be in the description. Check it out if you're interested in his bike that he rides now.
You're welcome for the plug. No, I mentioned there that, and I know we'll get to this later, but there's another bike I'd like to try. Desperately want to, and I would trade in that bike, even though I love that bike, to get that bike and have the same experiences on that bike that I've had on this one. That's where I was with the Tiger. Basically, I was at a point where I had upgraded the shock with a tractive shock.
Okay.
Which is amazing, by the way. Amazing Like just night and day difference as soon as you use one. And the forks on the Tiger, I was beginning to realize like they're soft. Now, this is me as an inexperienced rider. Again, I was only a year in with the Tiger when this happened, or maybe like it may have been a year and a half or close to a year and a half. But now I know I could ride the Tiger way better than I could at the time. Like I know that now. I was very heavy on the handlebars, a lot of inputs, and the Tiger has a steeper rake angle, which means that if you're an inexperienced rider heavy on the handlebars, it's gonna be twitchy. Even though it's perfectly good, stable bike, that rake angle really makes your inputs matter a lot versus a bike with a more raked out front end. So anyway, but because of my inexperience and all the details about it, the soft forks, which is a thing on the Tiger, were exaggerated for me. I'd cranked up the preload. I tried just to tighten them down, and I probably could have gotten the tractive front end forks, or just upgraded the springs. Moved the forks down in triple clamps to help with that. But all that to say, I thought I want to get better at riding, and I want no excuses. I want to not look at my bike and be like, well, yeah, but it's the front end's a little soft, or the rake angle isn't. It's more of a street bike rake angle. I wanted to give myself no reason to complain, period, and it's all me. This is just my mentality. If I have the best thing, then I can't blame it. I can only blame myself. And I like that. I want that because it helps me get better.
The best thing.
So I wanted the best and this is all off-road focused. So I wanted the best performing off-road adventure bike. And I mean, I don't think anyone can argue. It's hard. Maybe you can, but it's really hard to argue. I'm talking about performance. I'm not talking about reliability and camshafts and I'm not like,
I meant
whatever.
to ask you about that when we did your bike interview. Like, have you pulled the engine out? Like, have you had the cam issue? I totally forgot to.
I haven't had the issue. Thank you. But
everybody I talk to says that if you ride one of the 790, 890s, they ride phenomenally. They are performance monsters. The way they carry their weight, very attractive, feels really good, especially in slower sections that you're having to do more technical work. Compared to all the competitors that carry their weight a little bit differently, who at those lower speeds have just become super unstable. And that's what the feedback I've gotten from everybody. But people don't want to buy them. They don't want to own them because they're such a liability with not just with camshafts, but with the freaking plethora of other issues that they tend to have that most other manufacturers aren't having.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the, now again, I'm not saying that, I bet a Tenere is easier to ride well than an 890 is to ride well. But my intention with getting that bike was less about the bike and more about me. Like, I want to have something where if I complain about my bike, people will look at me like I'm an idiot, like I'm crazy. The weight's down low, the geometry's great, the suspension, the stock suspension is amazing. Like, there's no reason to complain as far as riding goes. And if it's overpowered, put it in off-road mode. It tames it down, tames the throttle down. I mean, and the traction control, the slip adjustment, all of that stuff creates a bike that if you want to know if it's you, ride that bike. And if you can't ride it, in my opinion, it's you.
Yeah.
You know, so all the mistakes that I've made, and I've made many mistakes riding that bike, they're me. It's not the bike.
Yeah.
And
so
I'm happy with that.
Have you grown through having it?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think the reason is because I'm not someone who likes to look for things to blame, but it's so abundantly clear that any mistake made is me, that it forces you. There's no justification for it.
Yeah.
You can't justify it in your mind. You have to say, well, it was me. The only thing that I did to that bike that I do think screwed me up was I got some foot pegs that were lower because I was trying to open up my seated position. And still, I don't think it was that big of a deal, but when they lower them, your feet actually stick away from the bike. So I wasn't able to grip the bike with my ankles. So, you know, your feet are like just slightly outside of it. And
so you didn't have that contact until kind of upper, where your leg starts to.
Exactly. And I made some mistakes where if I had been pinned to the bike, my knee to ankle, I don't think I would have made. So, you know, just getting loose, just being a little bit loose on the bike, and just hit like you hit a big rock or something that you didn't expect. And if you're not pinned to the bike, you're gonna, you know, whiskey throttle or, you know, something, you know, that's your contact point with the bike. That's how you stay on it, or how you should be staying on it. And yeah, so anyway, that's the reason I got that. And I sold the Tiger to a random fella for a great price. And now he's a friend and he rides with us, and I get to see that bike all the time.
I didn't know about that.
Oh, you didn't?
So
you thought we were friends before?
I thought y'all were friends long before the bike.
Yeah. So I bought that bike. My Tiger, there was like carbon buildup in the cylinders, so it was covered under warranty, and they fixed it.
Oh.
So it was in the shop. I bought that bike, and then I got the Tiger bike, and then he bought it from me. So I had only had that bike for maybe 2 weeks or something. I don't remember.
And
very short time.
Put the Tiger up for sale, and he's like, "Hey, I want to buy that thing."
Yep. Yeah, I think on Facebook Marketplace, and I gave it to him for a great price. Just want to keep mentioning that. And then he went and rode with me, which was nerve-wracking to me. So what if he doesn't like the bike?
Oh, he hadn't handed over the cash yet?
No, he did.
Oh,
he did. I was just like, you know, this is kind of a risk. Like, what if something on the bike breaks and we're out in the middle of the woods, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I want my money back." Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because the first time taking him out, I actually went down because we were going through a water crossing, and I went to shift in the first, and I kind of bumped it from second, and I went in neutral, and it was bumpy rocks, so I lost all my momentum and went down, and it was pretty embarrassing,
always,
to be honest, but you know, it happens.
It always is.
Yeah.
Tell us, have you had any serious incidents, close calls you can share with us?
One serious one, one dumb but somewhat serious. So my first, that's what I was gonna say. This is the sad part of the Tiger. My first trip was the Trans-America Trail.
Okay.
I did go on that, and I still to this day haven't done it because this is something to check. Anytime you get your bike worked on, and they have to disconnect the battery for a period of time, when they hook it back up, check all your ride modes. So I was very much a front off-road ABS, no rear ABS, no traction control kind of guy on the Tiger. And I had a custom ride mode set up for that. When they worked on the bike and I got it back, I didn't realize that ride mode was wiped. So on my trip, I didn't know. The entire time, I didn't have front ABS, and I thought I did. So all of this to say, we're on the road. There's two guys that you have never met, and we don't really ride together anymore. Not because of this.
All good.
But the guy in front of me, I had just said, I had my 360 GoPro. I said, hey man, you want to get in front of me and so I can get you on camera? He's like, yeah. So he gets in front of me and you can count on the video. It's all on video. 30 seconds later, he's going around a big sweeping turn. I still don't know what happened to this day. I have no clue, but you can see him. He starts to fishtail in front of me. And I was not skilled enough to ride close to him. I wasn't super close, but like, you know, as close as I wasn't skilled enough for that to go off-road with no front ABS. He fishtails, he gets thrown off the bike. So his bike goes this way. No, he goes this way. His bike goes that way. And I don't have a clear path in front of me to not hit him or his bike. So I pull the front brake, not knowing that my off-road ABS had been turned off.
Yeah.
Front wheel locks.
You weren't ready
turns,
for that.
No. And I didn't stick my foot out, but I think what I was trying to do was lift my foot so that I could like jump off the bike essentially. But when I did that, the front wheel locked so fast and I went down so fast, my toe caught the ground and got pulled backwards.
Oh.
So back behind
your leg
my left foot. And the bike landed on the outside of my left ankle and the ground. So like sandwiched between that. So there's a lot of stuff that went wrong there, obviously, with like stopping, and I've learned a lot since then.
Yeah.
All that stuff. But the big thing that I would urge anyone doing adventure riding to do is think about the weight that you're carrying. Because this was my first trip. I had a lot of weight on that bike. This was before I upgraded the shock too. This is why I upgraded the shock. Stock shock, heavy bike, tons of weight. Really stupid, honestly. There was even with ABS, the bike would have that kind of braking, it wouldn't have been good no matter how you look at it. But bike landed on my ankle and I knew within like 10 seconds that my trip was over.
Yeah.
So that was the big one. I broke my ankle. No twisting, nothing like that.
Were you wearing the boots?
I was wearing, so this is so funny. I was wearing the Forma, not adventure boots, but there's like one step above those.
Okay.
That's like not a motocross boot, but it's more protective than the adventure boots. If I'd been wearing the adventure boots, I'd surgery for sure. Like it would have been bad. If I'd been wearing motocross boots, I think my ankle would have swollen up really bad, but it wouldn't have been broken. But I was almost wearing the boots. So, I broke my ankle and rode 4 hours home with my broken ankle to go to the doctor. Yeah.
So you got out for like a day? You were like,
this was
barely
on
into
day
it?
2. I think it was on day 2 or 3. Yeah.
Man, what a bummer.
Massive bummer. Great learning experience.
Yeah.
I wish I could have learned it a different way, but yeah, the thing that the broken ankle didn't hurt as bad as the disappointment.
Yeah.
I was mad, and not my friend kept apologizing, thinking that he did it, and it's like, I mean, I don't know why you went out of control. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. The way I look at it is like anyone who's ever been like snowboarding or snow skiing or whatever, there's like a rule about it. It's the person in the back is responsible for not hitting the person that's in front of them.
That's how it is with bikes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same
So
thing.
I don't care what kind of mistake the person in front of you makes.
Right.
You don't hit them. And if I lose control and I get hurt, it's not your fault.
Right.
It's my fault for riding too close, not being good enough,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is. I take responsibility for
Right.
that. So I can look back on it and be upset.
That's why I love
But-
riding with you. I can just blame you for everything, and you're like, "Oh, that's my fault."
Exactly. Exactly. It's one of my greatest strengths is that you can blame me for anything.
just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you hadn't taken it on again? Is that on your bucket list?
Well, the portions I rode were so boring that I decided not to go again. So instead, Arizona BDR, Chattahoochee BDR, Smoky Mountain 500, TAP 501,
Yeah.
the different rallies, done a lot of trips over to Tellico Plains and just ride over there. I'm going to do it one day for sure. I want to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of the big thing, which is like,
I think
a
I
month.
was talking to Ryan Mangrum, another guy I interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did that, the Trans-American Trail, but he said he did it in like 2 sections. So he like rode the southern portion of it and then went back, like 6 months later and then rode the northern portion of it.
That was my plan. The original plan was so it goes east to west. And then
I'm probably mixing up.
Well, there is,
routes
it
then.
shoots north though. So it would make sense to call them north and south in a way.
There's
but
so many routes that
there are. Yeah.
I mix them up.
Yeah.
I don't see them too well in my head. Anyways,
Well, so the plan was go from Nashville to the Outer Banks, which is like a third of the trip.
Trans-American Trail.
And then there's the kind of middle America portion, and then there's the portion that goes up to Oregon. So my plan was to do it in 3 trips because I wife and daughter, job, like I can't be gone for a month. So I was going to do it in 3.
Okay.
Three goes. So I don't know. I may do that again, but honestly, it was very boring.
More of a GS kind of trail.
Yeah, and I think that this is unique to the part where we live. To get out to East Tennessee, that the ride's just not. I hate to say it, it's just not that fun.
Right.
And then I've read that the further east you go, that the more street it turns into. So once you get out of the mountains, and you're going more into like towards Outer Banks, it's more street.
Yeah.
So for me, it just kind of lost its appeal. The more I rode off-road,
Mm-hmm.
the more I wanted to be off-road, camp, pack up my bike, and be off-road again,
Yeah.
and not, pecking and hunting for campsites and kind of doing these like, they're back roads that might be pretty, but, just, I don't know. It's just not what I wanted.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But I think when you get out west, I think it's a lot different.
So we've talked about the bikes you've owned, and you've said that you're still got a thing for the Tiger 900.
Oh yeah.
Would you give this one up or trade it for any bike particularly?
Yeah. But again, I have a sickness and I just really enjoy different bikes. Like I like
That's why you're sitting here though.
Yeah. Right.
Because
yeah.
I don't bring people in to just talk with them.
Yeah.
I want to talk to people who are passionate. And I love that you're like, they're all really great. Like, bikes.
They are.
Motorcycles. I just love them.
I'm not into, the only thing I'm not like into sports bikes, and we talked about this earlier. I don't think I'm like a crazy person, but I just don't, unless I go on the track, for me, just being on the road it's not a good fit for me.
So what would you trade?
What
would you get if you?
So
money is no object.
Money's no object, and it's not because I think it is a better bike than this. It's just because I want to try it and I want to ride it. But the Touareg 660.
What about that bike do you like? What draws you to that one?
It's like the Tenere if it were better, is what it appears to be to me. So the weight is lower than the Tenere. It holds its weight lower.
Okay.
The geometry is great. I would upgrade the suspension no matter what. I mean, that's just something I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So that's not, I think the stock suspension is supposed to be pretty decent, but
do you know what power plant's in that?
It's the same as the Tuono 660, I believe, but tuned down.
Is that a twin or a single?
It's a parallel twin.
Okay.
They're all parallel twins these days.
Okay.
Which is why I think people talk about character. But I'm pretty sure it's a parallel twin. It's like 80 horsepower. It's the rally version, which I would mimic. I may not get the rally version, but the rally version is 439 pounds wet. So it's a good, what's that, 25-ish pounds lighter than the 890.
Yeah.
I mean, it really, it's already in, like when people talk about like their ideal adventure bike, they want something that's like close to 400 pounds, that's got good suspension.
Can take on the highway.
Can do the highway, but
it's
also
good at low speed.
Yeah, and it's kind of like that bike already exists.
There's a few that fill that space there.
Yeah.
I did an interview with Gunny Crawford,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got a Kove 800.
Yeah.
And that bike falls into that category. A little bit bigger of a power plant, a little more power to the ground.
It's got the same engine as your 790.
That's right. But the weight is noticeably less than the 790s and 890s, which bring it into that 400 range. And from my perspective, just speaking of, on the subject, after you go sub 400, especially like in the threes, highway stability becomes an issue.
Yeah.
You might be able to make up for that with loading down the bike and putting yourself on it. But I've had a bike that was in that high threes, and I did not like having it on the freeway. I did not like riding it on the highway. This bike handles it fine, handles it well. But if I wouldn't shoot for an adventure bike per se that I'm going to be taking on and off road that was less than that. And so I'm agreeing with you essentially that bike is right there in that sweet spot.
Right.
And I think it does exist.
It seems like a cool bike. Now I would probably miss the low slung gas tank on this bike with all the weight down low. I would miss on the 790, 890, you feel like you're sitting on the bike, not in the bike, which I love. I love that feeling. But with the Touareg 660, you could probably mimic that by getting like a rally seat, like a taller seat that's flatter.
Okay.
But anyway, all that to say, it looks good. So that's I'm sorry to anyone who disagrees with me, but these bikes are ugly.
Totally with you, man.
These bikes are ugly. Like if I got another one of these, which I might one day, but it's going to be the Norden.
Your model, I think it was 22?
23. 20. Yeah, this is the first one.
It was 23 when they came out with that connected headlight fairing that connects the body to the front. Unlike mine, as So you guys can probably see that where the body and the headlighters kind of kept separate. Looks far better.
It does.
You got that going for you.
It's still an ugly bike.
It's still an ugly bike.
It's like I'm trying to think of other industries where you have this like aesthetic problem. It's like gamers. If you ever buy a laptop, so you can buy like the Dell, you can buy an Apple, you can buy a Lenovo, and they're very clean, professional looking. But if you want like a really powerful laptop, you got to get a gaming laptop. And when you look at those, it's like, I'm a gamer. It's like neon and like snakes on it and flames. Yeah. That's how I feel about KTM. Where it's like, bro, I ride a KTM. And I'm like, I want all the stuff, all the practical stuff, the power and the suspension, blah, blah, blah. But I want it to look like clean and understated and, sophisticated. Yeah. I want to be riding with my pinky out. Okay. You know what I mean? That's what I want. So, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. You talked a lot about improving your riding, which is awesome. Like, let me get the bike that I cannot use as a crutch, and it's a mental excuse. Like, let me master myself. How have you been doing that?
Well, I'll tell you, it's not intentional enough. I live in a tall, skinny Nashville house. So I don't have like a place to ride, and it's in a neighborhood. Okay. I don't feel comfortable going to like some of the parking lots around me because it's busy. Yeah. There's not a lot of empty parking lots. So all of my practice is through, this may sound weird to some people, but I think you'll get it. But it's just like, it's mental repetition and then putting it into practice on my rides. So I lead 90% of the rides I'm on. Yeah. And I enjoy that. I very rarely am out by myself or along for the ride. I'm usually like getting people together to go ride.
Yeah. Which I appreciate. Yeah. Greatly appreciate.
Somebody's got to do it. But what that means is that all of my riding is in that environment. So what I do is when I'm with a faster group of people, I practice cornering. So braking as late as I can, leaning the bike over, getting around turns faster. And I just do as much of that as I can, body positioning, stuff like that. When I'm with a slower group, I do things that you would do at a slower speed, which is like, if I would normally take a turn standing up, I'll try to take it sitting down so that I can get more comfortable in a seated position, in like a performance seated position. So I essentially, I remind myself like wide elbows and loose hands. Loose hands is my big one because I'm a big, strong fella. So so I feel like I can like tell the bike what to do.
I do that a lot, too much.
I think that that's a massive mistake. And so I am Chris Birch. I heard him on a video say deep breaths. It was three things. It was deep breaths, squeeze the bike maybe, and then the big one was loose hands. And if somebody like him is reminding himself of those three things whenever he's riding, then I'm going to do it too. Yeah. And that has totally helped. The two that help the most are the deep breaths. I mean, I'm already squeezing the bike and I try that all the time, but deep breaths and loose hands. Yeah. So just like doing my best to keep my hands relaxed has totally changed how I ride.
Yeah, you start to transfer all that energy that you're normally trying to put here, and with wrestling it, and you start to transfer it down to here, right? And with a little bit of this, and it totally transfers that energy. You stop wearing your hands out. It also, good stuff.
I'll get forearm cramps and stuff or I used to,
Yeah.
and those have mostly gone away. Some of that's because I like to do wheelies and I pull back, but and then the big thing is another amazing rider, Adam Riemann. He has a video, and just the Australian accent of "relax the chassis" gets me every time. It's probably bad, but relax the chassis. I don't know why. You know, I was a coach in the fitness industry for a while.
Okay.
And I am very, very familiar with, like, I give someone a cue, they won't do it. I give them someone a cue, they won't do it. Another coach says the same thing in a slightly different way, and it just clicks.
They do it. Yeah.
Some people just respond to different cues, and relax the chassis might be the best one I've ever heard for what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And essentially what it is when you're going into a turn, if you're forcing the bars to turn, to do the bulk of your turning, and you're like making the bike do it, the chassis of the bike is not relaxed and falling into its natural geometry to help you around that turn. And just saying relax the chassis makes me loosen up. Immediately I loosen up and I can feel the bike correct itself, and I can turn sharper, I can turn faster. Everything is easier at that point.
When I started riding with you, I hadn't done dirt roads the way you ride dirt roads. In fact, I had hardly been on any. I'd just been to like an off-road park. So hitting the gravel roads, for the first time, I started to feel the front end trying to counter steer itself.
Yeah.
So I'm like leaning this way and expecting this. And I was kind of giving input and I feel it pushing back.
Yep.
And it took me a few rides to realize I've got to let myself go with the discomfort of that, because it's actually safer.
Right. Yeah.
It actually lets the bike do what it's naturally supposed to do in that environment.
Yeah.
On the road, on the pavement, it's a little bit different. You don't get that effect. And so,
or at least not like normal road riding. I bet if you're riding track, I'm sure. I bet that's why the guy I sold my Tiger to, he's ridden a lot of track.
Yeah.
And he picked up off-road very quickly. And he's really great on the Tiger. He's very fast. He's really good. I think that most of that comes down to just being comfortable braking, relaxed on the bike, and relaxed on the handlebar inputs. Because, we're not going so fast. We're not like rally racing, we're just going at a good pace. But like someone who's that comfortable on a bike and has all that translation from track over to dirt, because on the track you're leaned over so far that it is very much like dirt, where on the dirt you're not leaned over as far, but that slip potential is still there,
right?
Whereas on the track you're leaned over much further, and now your slip potential is there.
Still there, yeah.
And they do.
And it's becoming comfortable in that state of slip.
Yeah.
And,
right, yeah.
Yeah.
And understanding how the bike wants to behave.
Right. So are you doing anything off the bike, like outside of your mental work that you just talked about? You talked about watching some videos and picking up things, learning from some of the really great riders that are putting out good content out there. What are you doing off the bike to help your performance, your riding?
So, like I said, I used to coach at a gym.
Yeah.
I used to run a gym. I've been working out pretty consistently, even though it's funny to say, I used to work out obsessively. Now I work out consistently, which is they're very different.
Oh yeah.
I've never had an endurance problem on long days on the bike. I've never had any physical fitness problem on the bike.
Okay.
Except for my forearms cramping And I think that's because I was trying too hard.
Yeah.
And I was wearing myself out in that way. So for me, it's just a fitness thing. Now my diet has gotten terrible over the last probably 5 years, and I've gained a lot of weight. So the thing that I'm doing that's more for general health, but being better on the bike is one of them, is just losing weight. Getting back to where I used to be, which was extremely fit. In general, I think is going to help you, period, in anything you do in life. So for me, it's that. I don't have any like drills that I'm running at home. I'm not doing like balance stuff. And I could.
Some of the stuff I was talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's good. But for me, the way I love doing adventure trips, and I like doing long days and not stopping. I love that. I'm not as into the 24-hour thing. I could be, but because I do like sleep. But when I'm going, I want to be going. And that's like a physical fitness thing to me. So, I need to do more like static drills and, that kind of stuff. But just staying fit, staying strong, having a lot of muscular endurance, I think goes such a long way. Because I've been riding with a lot of people who gas out really quickly and have to take a lot of breaks. And they're great riders. Like they're really good riders. Yeah. I don't want that.
I noticed that last weekend out riding with you at LBL, I was riding more intensely than yourself. From what I saw. But there was a moment, and you mentioned this earlier about breathing. There was this moment where, actually, there was a couple where I was holding my breath unconsciously.
Yeah.
And then I would like stop, and I was like, like my heart's just pounding, and I'm like, crap, I was just holding my breath. Like I was realizing I was doing that to myself. But I was riding more intensely, but I was also steaming out.
Yeah.
Because you might remember there was one moment where I was like, I think I'm going to have to stop. I was like, I've got to stop. It's like my heart was just like pounding.
And I told you no.
No, we were just on a smooth road, and I was able to sit down and relax for a minute. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
all right, I'm back in it. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
And I just calmed down because we had a nice smooth section.
Right.
But up to that point, like it was more challenging road, and I was riding more intensely, but I was also burning myself out.
And that's for me. So it's funny you say that, because like I think that's the difference of like riding at like an off-road park versus doing adventure rides,
which are long haul. Like
my whole thing is about riding at like 90%, 85% of your ability.
Yeah.
For a long time. Like that's kind of the thing. You know what I mean? Like like I'll turn it on sometimes and I'll just go crazy. I'm not used to that because I'm usually leading groups, and every now and then it'll be a group of like the guy I sold the Tiger to that are faster than me.
Yeah.
But usually at least someone in the group is slower than whoever else. And as the group leader, you don't just leave people.
Right.
So I usually don't ride like that. So I've gotten used to riding well under my ability, but doing it for a long time. So I can like hit a really intense section.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I'm not like trying to be a hero in that section, because I know that I'm still going to be riding for 3 more hours after that.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of how I gauge all that. And that probably comes from like, CrossFit style workouts where like you're always gaming. Hey, this is a 30-minute workout. How do I game it to where I'm not gassed out by the end?
Right.
Or, hey, this is a 5-minute sprint. You can't sprint most people can't sprint for 5 minutes.
No, that's
so
intense.
Even 5 minutes, you can't go all out, but it is a different level of commitment. It's like minute to minute commitment. and you have to adjust it up and down as you go.
Yeah. I have the most fun just burning the energy.
Yeah,
And
it is fun.
And that's where I have like more fun than anything.
Yeah.
And but I don't consider that as much. Like I'm okay with let's have fun.
Yeah.
Like ride hard.
Yeah.
And burn myself out, stop for a minute. But I also don't go into those situations with the same mentality, right?
Yeah.
So it's a different mentality because I'm not looking at, okay, the next 3 hours. I'm looking at, well, okay, when I burn out, I'm freaking done.
Yeah. Well, that's what, and you said that you went to off-road parks and you rode there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's it. Like, there's nothing good or bad about either
It's just
approach.
a different approach.
Yeah. And my thing, even on BDRs, I've been on BDRs where people want to stop and, you want to camp for 2 nights and then let's do like a reset night at a hotel. For me, the BDR, it's one big trip.
Yeah.
And you camping the whole way is that's my ideal.
Yeah.
And part of the challenge of a BDR is not this road is hard and that road is hard or whatever. It's the endurance of the whole trip.
Yeah.
And and I'm not saying I'm better at this than anyone else.
Right.
It's just
your approach.
It's the mentality you go into it with, and that's what I want. I like these multi-day, call it a grind.
Yeah.
I'm not into like iron butt type stuff, but I want the feeling of old school travel,
Yeah, I got you.
that kind of thing. I just love it. And the whole thing is the trip.
Yeah.
It's not a day 1, day 2, day 3. It's the whole thing is the trip.
Cool.
So
cool. Well, that's a wrap, man.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, guys. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Ward. Ward, thank you very much for coming down.
For sure.
I appreciate you taking the time out with us to share your story and everything. I learned a little bit more about you that I didn't have a clue about. It's been really cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Live free, ride hard, and I'll see y'all on the next one.